Hello, world, and welcome to another installment of the United Hour. I am President Chad, and in the house with me, we always have guests in the United Hour. It's not a solo show. We have the man, Canada, Big Phil. We've got Devin out there in Miami, and right here in sunny Barbados, this man, William. How you doing, Will?
All right, man. Okay. How are you?
Can't complain, can't complain.
And the
And
boys?
William, for
Everybody
those
else?
people who are wondering, when they look at his complexion, no, he doesn't live in Barbados. He is from the UK. He's 100% English, but he's in the Caribbean right now on a little tour with his family. And William and I met at a sports bar. I think it was a boxing game. Was it a Boxing Day game?
Boxing Day game, yeah, in Trinidad.
Yeah, Boxing Day game in Trinidad. We were there. Will is a serious United supporter. He's been supporting the club for many years, probably longer than I've been alive. And
Thank
we
you.
have a late addition, the man himself, Robert Wallace. Robert, when last you see
Good
Big Phil?
afternoon.
Not Big Phil, sorry, Big Will.
About 2 years ago. About 2 years now. About 3 years ago.
3
Alright,
years.
guys, 3 years ago. So let's jump straight into it. I am very serious when I say I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the game yesterday. So I'm just making a general question and everybody will chime in. 2 minutes max. Simple question. What are your thoughts or what was your takeaway from the game yesterday? You can choose any angle, any aspect of it you want. William, as you are the first, the newbie on the program, we'll go with you. What was your takeaway from the game yesterday?
I think it was the only way to see the youth players and the other players, not the superstars, shall we say. But I don't feel it was very fair on the supporters who went and bothered going to the match to see all that. And then when we all right, it was Greg Mason Greenwood scoring the goal, and then we did nothing. They are kids at the end of the day, and it's a serious league, the Champions League. It could have caused a lot of trouble, but that's the way it is.
You find the performance was a little underwhelming. I myself was thinking about it. I say, the supporters in the stands, after a while, they were more entertaining themselves, singing songs than actually paying attention to the football. Big Phil, what was your takeaway from yesterday?
Yeah, it was a chance to give some of the youth academy some experience and give some of them a debut in one of the biggest stages in world football. That's how I saw it, right? So, with regards to us scoring the goal, brilliant goal by Mason, but anything else afterwards was just so kind of lethargic, and it kind of become disinterested, right? So, definitely some of the senior players that were in the team. Some of them accounted for themselves. Some of them did not give a good account of themselves, but I was impressed with Eric Bay, and I was impressed with Nemanja Matic slotting into the centre-back position. That was his position over the last 5 to 6 years. But, we're through to the round of 16, unlike some teams that I will mention later on, so I'll leave it there.
And you, Devin?
So for that match, I was not expecting much. I was just hoping that we didn't lose because we already locked up the group. And so this was a chance to see players you normally don't get to see. It was nice to see Charlie Savage come on, especially there with his dad doing the commentating. Greenwood's goal was very well taken. A nice cross by Shaw. Wan-Bissaka, even before his injury, I think today did not do him any justice to getting his spot back.
All right, before we go to Robert, good evening to Trevor, Akil, Kendall, and Darren, all in the comments. Good afternoon, gentlemen. We have a lot we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking next about Donny Van De Beek. We have to be talking about the new coaches coming in under Ralf, under Ragnick. We're going to be talking about those new coaches and what they're going to be bringing to the club. And of course, the big segment on a Thursday, the Booboo and the Top Shotta of the week. So we're going to be dealing with that later on in the program. So Robert, what was your thoughts on the show yesterday, on the game yesterday?
It was a game that we had nothing to play for, but it was nice to see them. The youths came out. It was good that he showed them some faith in the kids, because it could have been he could have put up back out, the same Ronaldo and Bruno and all these guys, but it was a very good game for the youths, and it was just a nice, relaxing game for once.
Back to what William was saying. Running out the youths is good. It's nice to see that we have a manager that has the same mindset that United has and is ingrained in us. The youth is important. But at the same time, the second half was so unbelievably boring. I mean, I thought to myself, if I had paid money to go to the stadium, that would have been the worst game ever to go to the stadium to watch. I would have been pissed.
I've been to worse.
Imagine that they're singing Ronaldo and Ronaldo not even in the stadium. Viva Ronaldo singing and Ronaldo not there. I would be like, man, why did I pick this game? But anyway, that's how it goes. Manchester United has qualified. We into the next round. Big Phil, who are some of the teams that we might meet in the next round of the Champions League?
So I'll be short on this here because the group winners are Manchester City, Liverpool, Ajax, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, us, Lille, and Juventus, right? The group runner-ups, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Sporting Lisbon, Inter Milan, Benfica, Villarreal, RB Salzburg, and Chelsea. So obviously, we won't draw Chelsea because they are an English team, and we won't draw Villarreal because they were in our group already, right? So potentially, the teams that United can draw are RB Salzburg, Benfica, Inter Milan, Sporting, Atletico Madrid, and quote me on this here, I will not be surprised if UEFA says that a big money earner can be Manchester United versus PSG. One last dance with Ronaldo and Messi. Don't be surprised. But I think the question you asked was who we would all want, or you just want to know?
So I want to ask this question. Who would you like us to face in the next round?
Accrington Stanley.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not in the Champions League.
Oh, I think that's the only chance we got.
Call out the options again, Phil. Just one more time.
Yeah, for sure. So RB Salzburg from Germany, Benfica from Portugal,
Austria.
Inter Milan. Sorry, Austria, my bad. Yeah, RB Salzburg from Austria, Benfica from Portugal, Inter Milan from Italy, Sporting from Portugal, Atletico Madrid from Spain, and Paris Saint-Germain from France.
Devin, who you feeling? Who you think we're gonna get? Let me rephrase that. Not who you think we're gonna get. Who do you want to get?
I would like to see us go up against Sporting. I would love to see Ronaldo go up against his boyhood club one last time, go out there and just boss it out there. But realistically, somehow, I still very strongly feel that we're going to draw PSG for the exact reason Big Phil said.
All right. William?
I agree. I think it would be a nice game, PSG. I don't think we'd do well against the Spanish teams. It all depends. At the end of the day, I know I'm a United fan. We're all United fans. And on our day, we can beat anyone. And to win the competition, you have to take on everyone. But let's see what the new interim manager does for us. He's got 3 months now, hasn't he, if he turns us round. Who's going to be left when we get there? Who are we going to get rid in January? I know that's a different question, but I'll be happy to get through. I don't think we'll win it. I don't think it for 1 minute.
Well, that's good. When you have low expectations, they can't be disappointed, right? Robert?
No. I just think we're in a worse state than, I think we scrape wins. We're just lucky at the moment. We're not a good team at the moment. I've been a supporter. I'm 57. I've been a supporter properly 40 years, and it's the worst team I've seen. They're not. Keane used to say they're not good enough to play for United. They're not United players, and that's what the problem is. It's all money. Pogba, Lingard. It's all money. You know, Ronaldo's there's breaking his back trying to do it. Fernandes, people rave on about him. I don't think he's good, but I'm sorry, I'm drifting. It's not the question. PSG.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
Big fella, you are a
Oh
Fernandes
my
fan.
God, I am clipping that.
That was the wrong question I answered.
So Gregory in the comments says Inter Milan. Trevor is saying Benfica would be a good game. Robert, who you think we're gonna get, and who do you want us to get?
We will get PSG because it's corruption. The same way how they give Messi the Ballon d'Or, corruption. They give us PSG, corruption. Who do I want? To me, it don't matter. It doesn't matter, honestly. I mean, it doesn't matter because I think with our team, even if you get Benfica, we will make it a hard game. Even if you get Inter Milan or whoever, we will make it a hard game. You know what I mean? So to me, it doesn't matter like who you get, but I know for a fact we get in PSG, and Messi will go home with Barca too.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, if we get PSG, I wouldn't be shying away from that at all because I know we can handle PSG. But
I'm gonna throw one more possible fixture as well too, because we've seen there's been a lot of drama between Real Madrid and PSG over the last months over Kylian Mbappe. Don't be surprised if Real Madrid draws PSG as well too.
We can't all three
a lot of people,
same game.
A lot of people could draw PSG. That is the interesting thing. There's so many options of drama for PSG. I think it'll be nice for us to get RB Salzburg because you know we have Ralf that came from the RB brand, from the Red Bull brand, and that would also be very interesting. And I also think it'll be nice for Ralf for us to compete against a team that is steeped and versed in Ralf Rangnick's system. You understand? So that's my choice. As far as who we're going to get, when we were dominant in this competition, you know, under Sir Alex, I had an idea what the teams, you know, I had more of an idea what the teams would be like. We haven't been relevant in Champions League consistently for so long. The last time we went deep in this competition, it was what, David Moyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when Van Persie dribbled past the whole of Real Madrid. Yeah.
So
I think it was also when Evra hit that goal against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, so I really don't think that you know the Ronaldo Messi clash may not be as much drama as we think it is for them to give us PSG. You know what I mean? We haven't been dominant in this competition, so it's hard to call where they're gonna want to put us. Really, really hard to call. But guys, I want to talk right now about Donny Van De Beek. I saw some comments about Donny from Kendall, and I want to read those comments out now. Oh no, sorry, that is but I'll read this comment out too. In terms of he's talking about the Champions League game, he said we always have something to play for. If the coach used a balance of experience with youth, the younger guys would have benefited more. They were poor like headless chicken. And we all alluded to the fact that they were poor. Yeah? I'm not seeing this. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So let's hear the Donny Van De Beek supporters after the first 25 minutes was one of the worst games of football. And, you know, we're talking about the curious case of Donny Van De Beek because Donny Van De Beek has become a cult hero among some in some circles of Manchester United supporters. And, you know, it's one of those things, it's kind of like the girl that got away. You know, she's real attractive and you always tell yourself, what if? And because she got away and she's the what if person, she's always high up there in your mind because it's more of a fantasy than a reality. You understand? It's a fan because you haven't been with her. So, we have been fantasizing about Donny Van De Beek and getting down on Ole. Ole not playing him. Ole not playing him. When he play him with garbage players and he don't look good. And we have been complaining and complaining. But the more we see of Donny Van De Beek, we had to start asking us if Donny put himself out there and say, I could play in the 6. And everybody's like, yeah, Donny better than Fred. Donny better than McTominay. Why Ole treating him like that? Play him. Donny played next to Mata yesterday. And I'm telling you, that's one of the worst 6s I ever seen in my life. He was horrible, right? Not just because he contributed to the goal, but because...
Their goal.
Yes, their goal. Thank you. Not just because he contributed to their goal. Good afternoon to Suzanne Perry. But because he just looked bad. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to talk about Donny Van De Beek, but I just want to say this. I don't think Donny looked bad because he's a bad football player. He's not a holding midfielder. That is not what he does. So he was played out of position. But then one could say Matic was played out of position. Mata was played out of position. And they didn't look as bad as he did. So, the floor is open. Talk to me, guys. What's your thoughts on Donny Van De Beek? Yesterday and generally. Let's start with yesterday and then generally.
Okay. Is it me? Yeah, right. Donny Van De Beek, the jury's out on Donny Van De Beek. He's never had a good game. He's never been unreplaceable. He's never finished a game and thought, oh, I hope he's playing next game. I know he's not had the proper run with the proper players, but it's just not, I know I keep saying this, it's just not Manchester United. It was like, who was the fella? Every touch was a pass back. He always pass back, the name will come to me. And that's what it looks like. I know he scored that goal with Ronaldo the other week, but you could have scored that goal with Ronaldo the other week. You know what I mean? My mother could have scored that goal with Ronaldo the other week. It's just, unless I tell you what would be a good idea for the new manager, the interim manager. Maybe if he puts the numbers on the front of our shirts, and then it looked like we're attacking because we run back that much.
Oh, Lord.
Robert, I'm coming to you next. But before I come to you, I want to touch on this. After the game, the manager, right, Ralf said, yeah, what? The players weren't following my instruction. He pinpointed Greenwood for praise. And then he went on to say the players weren't following my instruction. And some of these players were just not, I told them to, in terms keeping the middle tight, right? And clear the ball and whatever. And they weren't doing it. And we were losing the ball in the midfield. Between you and me, I believe that was one of the people that was directly intended to throw under the bus is Donny Van De Beek. He didn't call any names, but clearly when you listen to what the manager said and what you saw, Donny Van De Beek was guilty of losing the ball in the middle of the pitch.
All the time.
Of fact, losing the ball in the middle of the pitch is what caused us, in our third of the pitch is what caused us to concede the goal. So, we have a lot of people that were always down on Ole. And I kept saying, Ole hating on Ole because saying he abusing Donny Van De Beek. Donny Van De Beek is an attacking-minded player. The reason he's on the bench is because Bruno Fernandes is keeping him there. But what say you, Robert? What's your take on Donny Van De Beek?
You can't take his game yesterday for you can't use that game as a barometer for his whole performance. You can't. The people who will use it are the people who love men like Pogba and Fred and Scott. All of a sudden, Fred is cool now. But last month, Fred wasn't cool. Fred was a waste of time last month. Now this month, all of a sudden, he is good. Come on. Look, the man was playing with the kids, okay? He was playing with the children, right? If if I want to doubt Donny, I want to see Donny play at least 4 games in a row with the first team. And if by game 4 he cannot show me anything, then fine. I say get rid of him. The same way how I said to get rid of Pogba, because Pogba is a waste of time player. Get rid of Fred, because Fred is a waste. I will say it again. Give Donny his chance. And I mean like an actual chance. And then judge him by those 4 or 5 games. But you can't judge him playing next to Mata.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Who do you
go
rate
ahead.
the best, Donny Van De Beek or Fernandez?
No,
Is that even a real question?
No, but
Bruno,
you're saying that Van De Beek is on the bench because of Fernandez.
No,
yes. I will tell you this. My
Yes,
thing with
but-
Donny Van De Beek, I was going to go last, but because William asked that question, I'm gonna put it in, because answering that is what I was going to say. Donny Van De Beek seems to be just very unlucky. Because when he gets full games, he usually doesn't get to play around the most talented players at the club.
Agreed.
Both under Ole and now.
Yeah.
And Donny Van De Beek has diminished in my mind. And I will tell you how he is diminished. I rated Donny Van De Beek highly. I still rate him as a good player. I still believe he's going to contribute at Manchester United. But I realize now Donny Van De Beek is a system player. He plays well in a system. And he plays well with other people in that system. You see Ralf Ragnick's, tough drill, whatever, Donny will shine eventually in this system. But he needs to play with other intelligent players in that system. He is not an individually prolific talent in himself. No. And that is what I saw yesterday. Because you didn't have to be great to stand out. Greenwood stood out. Ahmad stood out. Mengi, when he came on, stood out. And these guys aren't great. They're getting there, but they're not great. Donny looked average. He looked less than average. And we know he's not less than average. He is a good player, but he's a system player. And to answer the question, if we are playing a system, I would prefer Donny in our midfield and Bruno Fernandes. But if we need sparks of creativity and flair, definitely Bruno Fernandes. Donny Van De Beek is not a guy.
But you haven't seen enough of Donny Van De Beek to make that determination. You can't say that.
I give it my opinion.
No,
that's how I feel.
You can't say that for President Chai. You can't say that. You've seen about 10 to 20 games of Bruno Fernandes in a row. You haven't seen 10 to 20 games of Donny Van De Beek in the first team for Manchester United. You haven't.
I think this is Donny's first full game ever.
No, he didn't play the whole game against Wolves last season.
Last season, whoa.
Right, no, but I mean this year, right? Okay, so in his whole career in this club, he has only had 2 or 3 full games. So how can you judge him, right? When he's only had 2 or 3 full games?
Let's be real, President Chad.
Well, what I can tell you is that
let's be real. Let's be real. It is now embedded in Manchester United Football Club for the past probably 2 seasons that certain players must start. You're Harry Maguire, you're Lindelof, you're Fred and Scott. You'll never see the likes of Eric Bailly get start in 3 or 4 games in a row unless Harry Maguire is injured or suspended. You'll never see Donny Van De Beek get any start in this United team unless Scott and Fred are injured or suspended. Right? At the end of the day, like you just said, Donny Van De Beek must play with intelligent players around him. There weren't any players yesterday that were of the same IQ as Donny Van De Beek. Look at Juan Mata. When was the last time Juan Mata played a full 90 minutes for Manchester United? Ask yourself that question, right? And then you're surrounding him with the likes of Jesse Lingard and the likes of Amad Diallo and also Elanga. These guys who are not on the same IQ as him, right? You put Donny Van De Beek in Ajax of 2017, 2018. Watch him around intelligent players with a coach.
I have seen Donny Van De Beek play, and that is why, let me tell you something. I gave the most raving review or expectation of Donny Van De Beek when I heard the transfer, right? We had the radio program. This is when the United Hour was just a radio program. And, I was asked, what do I think of Donny Van De Beek? And I said, Donny Van De Beek is going to become a United legend. That was before he even kicked a ball. That was my expectation of him because I saw him at Ajax, because I watched him. And now I am telling you that my expectation is a little diminished. I'm not saying Donny Van De Beek is garbage. I am just saying that he is a system player. And
you want to know something that's actually interesting about that too?
Because we have a system manager, I expect him to do well in the system. I expect to see Bruno coming off. We're not going to be seeing Bruno play 90 minutes every single game like we were seeing under Ole. We're not going to see games where Bruno will not ever get a rest. I think this manager is going to mix it up, and Donny Van De Beek is going to get to show what he could do where he is supposed to show it in the final third and not in the back. What you was going to say, Devin?
It was interesting, though, you speak about the system players as well. And think about the big players that left from that Ajax side between Matthijs de Ligt and also Frankie de Jong. Along with Donny.
Frankie de Jong did the ground running. Everybody else struggled.
And he's dropped off recently as well, too.
Yeah.
And so you think about that, and it just shows.
You see the two names you call, De Ligt and De Jong, they're getting constant play for Juventus and Barcelona. They are not Donny Van De Beek for United. No.
But my point being now going in with this is it shows that they played so well under this system. So if you utilize the players the right way, they can thrive. And so that's where Donny is not being utilized at his best. I think this Saturday against Norwich is a perfect opportunity to give him an actual good look to figure out, okay, do we keep him now or do we start looking for offers for him in the future? Because
we got to offload him.
I thought Everton went after him.
Everton did before, but it got blocked. If I'm correct.
Yeah.
No, we're not looking to get rid of Donny Van De Beek.
Let me rephrase
that. We should not be looking to get rid of.
But it's also the big thing is everybody said, okay, Donny's coming in as the Pogba replacement. Well, Pogba's out of the side right now because of injuries or whatever else is going on with him.
Yeah, well,
and then so this will be Donny's opportunity to come in, and he's not getting the proper opportunity around it as well.
But then the team changed. The team changed, because remember when Pogba was supposed to be leaving,
it was Pogba and Matic in the midfield,
right? And it was a different kind of system. But then the thing changed. So I'm saying I don't know.
But I just think that he deserves a proper run out on Saturday against Norwich to show what he really can do.
Yeah.
Can I just make a point? Could you imagine us all sitting on this television program saying that Roy Keane, he needs a couple of games run out. We need that Scholes. Give him 4 or 5 games. He was never that. We're United. You're talking like we're Accrington Stanley. I tell you, give him a chance for 5 games. Then we'll be in the bottom half of the league.
Oh, I never said 5 games. I never said 5 games. That was Robert.
No, he needs a run.
Yeah.
He needs to be United or not United. That's the way we are. That's the killer. There's too much discussion. Ollie's at the wheel. Well, all 4 of them fell off, didn't they? But he scores a game. Oh, yeah, great. Super. I don't know. I just don't get it. Talking about Fernandes, I know we're not, but did you see him play for his national team? They only had to draw, and he went on, give the ball away. He didn't even play for his national. Didn't even play for Portugal. Give the ball away, let them score a goal, and now they're out. They're in the playoff positions thanks to Fernandes. I don't like him. I don't like him.
I think it was because of disallowed goal, but that's another story.
Fire.
Yeah.
William, you're saying you don't like Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, he put Portugal out, and we're going. Yeah, let's keep Van De Beek out. He misses too many. He misses too many, and he gives the ball away too much. And Van De Beek, he hasn't had a run, but there's something wrong. There's something wrong at Manchester United. There's a lot of money. All the Pogba thing, the Lingard thing. I can't stand it. It's all money, and the fans. We're getting shafted. Like you said, they all went yesterday. Oh, great for the new manager putting all these kids. Oh, great. Robbie Savage commentary there crying. Oh, it's a great day for me and my mum.
It was great for sentimentality.
He actually saved it. He actually saved the off the line, didn't he? Cleared a ball off the line.
If you saw Chelsea's last game, right? He threw out a full strength squad, even though they were already through. But he put out a full strength squad because his coach
Chelsea has been playing poorly. and he's trying to get Chelsea to stop conceding goals.
And they conceded anyway.
Different strokes for different folks. We have a new manager, and he is trying to see one who is listening to him. And let me tell you something. That first game, when for the first half an hour, we performed higher and better than his expectation. As far as
Who's that
concerned
against
now,
Watford?
No, Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Sorry,
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
as far as the manager is concerned now, he's like, yeah, what? Okay, so I know I could tell guys what to do, and without proper training, they could go out there and do it. So he's sitting and he's telling everybody what to do now. So he wants to see whether he's checking levels of intelligence, he's checking levels. No,
But
I
don't we have a training ground for that? Don't we have a
Yes,
training ground?
yes,
I
but how much time did he actually have to implement any training in there between
I
matches?
agree with the argument that he shouldn't have rubbished the game. But we have to take into consideration that he is also finding his feet. Devin, I want you to take on this question here. We have a question in the comments from Martin.
The man asked me, not Devin.
Oh, sorry. Big Phil. Can you name 5 intelligent United players who will make Donny look good?
Ronaldo, Cavani, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford.
Pogba, you say what?
And Bruno.
Yep.
After you were just sliding Bruno.
I call six.
Oh, you didn't mean to say Bruno Fernandes. Just 5, he said.
Nah, I gotta say Bruno Fernandes to please some of the viewers on here, right? So I just gonna leave it.
No. Be truthful. No, say
Donny's 1-2 football with Bruno actually looks very good when we've seen it. And this is why I say Donny is a system player, because you put him in the right system, he's going to shine. Guys, I just want you all gonna play this. So
it's Christmas, and the fan club Trin City Mall has got you covered. The Fan Club, authentic sports memorabilia and gifts for the whole family.
Well, I definitely would like to see that. I would definitely like to see that in Toronto for sure. Definitely.
Well, this top I'm having here, which is actually what do they call it? A varsity jacket, Devin. That's what they call these.
Correct.
Has a hood on the back. United emblem. Got this at the fan club. We have to big up and support the fan club. They always support the program and just support whatever we're doing. So, guys, back to Donny. Phil, a lot of people weighing in on what you were saying.
But those players, VDB will look good on the bench. I don't get that comment.
No, he's saying if those players are playing that
if
Van De
all
Beek
of
won't
those
play.
players play, Donny wouldn't start. He'll be on the bench.
Oh, well, first things first. If I had my way, right, and all players were fit, right, I would definitely have Donny Van De Beek in the first team over the likes of either a Fred or a Scott. Fred and Scott, in my opinion, are on the same level as Donny Van De Beek. So Donny Van De Beek in a system with, let's say, Jadon Sancho on the right, Marcus Rashford on the left, either Bruno or Pogba in the 10, and Ronaldo or Cavani up top. That's just my thing.
All right, I hear that.
What do you think's happened to Rashford? He's off to boil.
He's feeding. He's feeding the kids, and he's not feeding the team. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. He's feeding his pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I hear Big Phil say that, I just remember when he say, you need to stop feeding the kids and start feeding Ronaldo.
Yeah. Feed Cavani, feed Ronaldo, but Lord, the guy has not been doing that for quite a while now.
You need to put them in diapers or something and watch all of a sudden assist after assist.
So guys, let's just shut down this conversation with Donny Van De Beek. Do you expect to see better performances from Donny? Because we know he's going to get chances under this manager. Yes, for Devin. What about you, Big Phil?
If his mind is set on leaving in January, then probably no. But if he thinks he can get a chance with Ralf, and Ralf will give him some game time to play with players who have the same IQ as him, then yes. Yeah.
Robert?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And William?
He's got to stay 100%. If he's a footballer, he's going to want to be at Manchester United. Who wants to go to Everton? You know, I only ever go to Everton and Liverpool to visit me wheels of my car. That's the only reason I ever go to Everton or Liverpool. Let me tell you. But he's not, can you imagine sitting there, Manchester United, international world famous players? Oh, all right, you're going to have to go to Everton, rob a few cars. You know, they're going to go, oh no, boss, please let me sit on the bench for the rest of my life. That's what I would say. Instead of going to Everton, he's not going to go. And like you say, Ralf will give him some more time. He needs some more time. Mm-hmm. You keep mentioning Cavani, Big Phil. What's happened to him? Is he still injured?
I think he was pictured in training the other day.
Boy, I swear, William talking to Big Phil, boy, everybody jumping in on Big Phil tonight, boy. Good.
Oh, you know how it is. Yep.
But Phil, I don't know if you have the latest.
Boy.
I don't know if you have the latest. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead. What is the deal with Cavani?
Well, in my opinion, I think Cavani should be fit for this weekend because I know he was in Uruguay a couple weeks ago. So let's see if he will be available for this weekend, right? Which gives us another striking option up top if Ronaldo does decide to, let's say, shift out to the left or shift out to the right. So.
Yeah, I think they're both greedy for goals. I think that's good. On the 4-4-2, put them two up front. I think we've got a chance smashing
especially against Norwich, yes.
Yeah, well, good, because they only got beat the other day. He shut them up. Their new player, their new manager, he's closed them up, and they're not giving away as many goals as they were with this new fellow. Okay, they got battered by the team at weekend, and they probably thought they could win. But no, I always wanted to say this when I was on a show. If anybody said to me, what happened to United over the last couple of seasons, it was when somebody at United said that Van Dijk was too expensive and we'll have Maguire. And that's when we went wrong, because we've always had a strong back.
I would argue even before that.
Bruce, Pallister.
I would tell you when Sir Alex Ferguson started using the term that there's no value in the market. Which is
I would argue as soon as we sold Ronaldo for 80 mil, then bought Gabriel Obertan is when it started going downhill.
Oh my God! No, but how can
that's how I would argue.
Who would you have, Maguire or Van Dijk? Who would you have, Maguire or Van Dijk?
That's a whole next
I would have Big Phil back.
Thank you.
Right.
That's a whole next show, guys. So
I want to be banned from the next show.
Nah, man, that's something like a show for the old talk. I want to talk a little bit about the new managers or the new staff that Ralf has brought in. So we have Chris Armas. Isn't that a wonderful name at this time of the year? Chris Armas.
Big Phil, you should know him well.
Anyway, he was sacked after 6 months.
You should know him well, right?
After 6 months being the manager at Toronto FC in the MLS.
Oh yeah.
No, of course, a lot of us would be like, why did Ralf go and get this guy? He got sacked after 6 months. Well, being a coach is different from being a manager. Let me just say that, right? Mm-hmm. He's not here to manage Manchester United. He's here to coach Manchester United. And as a coach, he has been a very good coach. He worked under Ralf Rangnick and he worked under Nagelsmann in various positions or in various clubs in the Red Bull network. So I believe Ralph knows that he needs somebody who's a very versed in his system. As it is right now, when Ralph is on the training ground, well, before Chris has come on board, Ralph couldn't go and take a pee, because if Ralph walk away from the training field and go and take a piss, who go in and keep those guys doing what he want them to do?
Why is Phelan still there? Why is Phelan still there?
And that is a very good question. But we always ask that, because as far as I'm concerned, when Ole went, Phelan was the one that was supposed to go as well. But, if Ralph take a break, that's it. Levels will drop, because, it's not just the players that are developing that are learning a new system, but it's also the coaches. So it is important that Ralph has somebody on staff that is able to, follow up and to continue what he wants instilled in the players. The other new person coming in is Sasha Lindsay. Now, that is a male name, if anybody is questioning. Sasha is not a female. Sasha is a guy. And actually, Sasha is a very male name in Russia. They would not find a woman named Sasha in Russia.
Like Sasha Distel.
All the Sashas are male because it's a male name. I know in this part of the world, Sasha is a unisex name, but in Europe,
maybe he's got a male name, but he bats on their team, and he's brought him in to stiffen up the back four. Maybe that was why they brought Sasha Distel in.
So anyway, Sasha is a sports psychologist, or as Ralph would say, a sports scientist. He's been brought in for the players. He's not been brought in for the players to sit on the couch, right? He's not the kind of sports psychologist you go in and knock on his door, they come and sit down, and for somebody like Bruno to say, my daughter gave me real trouble today, and I just not feeling myself. That is not what Sasha is inside there for. What Sasha is there for is to help train the brain and to ingrain Ralph's system into the mentality of the players. Let me ask this question. How did you feel when you heard about these new coaches coming in on Ralph's team?
So the psychologist, that one was actually something I was very excited about. And I was actually kind of surprised that it had been over 20 years since we last had one, because all the clubs are doing it. You can figure out, all right, if a player is out of form, you can actually get down to it and figure out the reason why. Instead of just doing the old school thing of, okay, just drop the player. You figure out if there's like a mental block going there, whatever it is, they're not reading the game right. You can also refocus their minds to be correct. With the Chris Armas signing, I can tell you right now, from being here in the States, the last thing I remember him for is losing 7-1 in his last game. So Jury is out. I'm pretty sure Big Phil can attest to that from being there. So Jury is out. We shall see what happens, but I'm gonna have an open mind with him.
Maybe he's brought Sasha in to reassure Chris Amas that he's okay after losing 7-1. Maybe he needs psychotherapy. You're not the only one to be beaten 7-1. Maybe he's just brought him in for him. Why would they need? I'm old-fashioned. Why would a footballer on hundreds of thousands a year be depressed and worried? Oh, what new Armani suit am I going to buy? Who cares if I don't win? I think you should have brought Roy Keane in interim. He'd have told them a few home truths.
We would have had no players left.
Exactly.
With the players this day, with the players this day and age, we would have had nobody left. Yes, that could have worked. That could have worked before when people had a backbone, especially the players. But not
don't forget William. Don't forget William that players in today's world are so influenced by this whole social media, right? So you do well on social media, you show off. But you do bad on social media, they're gonna ridicule you, and they're gonna come after like whoever's family to you on social media. They're gonna go into your DMs. They're gonna and like I said, football players are so influenced by social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, so influenced that some players actually had to deactivate their accounts because of certain things, right? So imagine not only footballers, William, but most people, quote unquote, live their good life or live their best life on social media, right? You're not going to post something bad on social media. You're going to post your best life on social media. So I guess that's why a sports psychologist was brought in per se, and that's just my opinion, right? With regards to Chris Armas, I did not know what on God's green earth Manchester United Football Club was thinking. That guy has Toronto FC in a state of despair, right? When I got that news, I had about 5 or 6 people messaging me saying, "Big Phil, is your club serious?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" It's only when I saw Fabrizio Romano and Man United announced that Chris Armas would be heading towards Manchester. I was like, "Are you guys for real?" Now, don't get me wrong. A change of scenery and a change of atmosphere may instill new ideas or whatever. So I am willing to give him a chance, but I honestly do not think he is the right guy to be at Manchester United. That's just my opinion.
Maybe
William,
it was
I have a question for you as well too. So going
Sorry?
off of the social, I have a question for you as well.
okay.
So going with the social media thing right now, you remember what happened with David Beckham after he got sent off in '98?
Against Greece.
I thought it was Argentina. I thought it was Argentina.
Against Argentina in the World Cup.
When he kicked the fella.
Yeah.
Was it? I think it was Simeone. I think it was.
Okay. Yeah.
So imagine if there was social media. He had social media back then, because he already had it bad enough in the press where they were hanging up. They had like people like mock dolls being hung with his face on it, and he had to get over that. So you could imagine like it's like for example, like I felt bad for after the Euros with Sancho and Saka and Rashford after the abuse they got on social media. But imagine what they did when they were doing that to David Beckham back then.
Mm.
You think that he wouldn't need a sports psychologist as well after that?
I think he needs one now.
Well, before you comment, let me just read these comments here. So Daniela is saying Ralf hasn't given us any reason not to trust him. We hired him to manage and lead us. The least we can do is trust his decisions until he gives us a reason not to. And she's also saying that she agrees with Big Phil. Sportsmen are human too. Let me say this. I hear everything that you guys are saying. You all know, for people who watch this program regularly, that I am an advocate. I always was wondering why Ole didn't bring a sports psychologist, because I always felt that the issue with the players were mental, why they weren't performing for Ole coming in the end. So you all know I agree with that. However, I actually don't think, I think that Ralf is actually very old school. And Ralf would definitely agree with William. I don't think Ralf bringing Sasha in there for nobody to talk about the pet died and the feeling overwhelmed by social media. This is what I think. This is what I honestly believe Sasha is there to do. Create mental constructs that will put pressure on the players in training that will get the best of them out of the pitch. You see that whole big clock on the wall, and you have 8 seconds when to retrieve the ball, 8 seconds to score, or if you lose the ball, 10 seconds to retrieve the ball. You know, we've heard Ralf use those training tactics. I think that is what Sasha is there to do. Create that kind of atmosphere to get these guys zoned in, to program these fellas' mind that they will go out there and they will be sleeping in the bed and they will be dreaming systems and what Ralf wants them to do. I don't think he is there to hold anybody's hand. I don't think Sasha is there. He's not interested. You come inside and you crying, hey, here, look at towel, man up, let's go on. You know what I mean? I don't think he's there for that. We hear psychologists and we think big coach, you know, sit down, how was your day, what's going on in your life? Trust me, that's not what Sasha's coming to Manchester United to do.
Do you think Mo Salah has that? Do you think he goes to the sports psychiatrist? Mo Salah?
I don't think
Mo Salah's personality is different than other football players. You can take Mo Salah, he's very humble, right? He's also a practicing Muslim, so he also has that instilled in him from the day he was born, right? That's just my opinion.
No, my question was, do you think he has that? The only psychologist anybody needs to know is to win, because that's the best feeling in the world, isn't it? If they could win, start winning, if they could play as a team, if they could get the spirit, sitting around like we're sitting, talking, chatting, not jumping in the Ferraris and the Bentleys and running off, getting a new designer suit, getting a golf, being a team. That's what they should be, get back to being teammates. Because Greenwood went very greedy when Ronaldo, because he didn't like the shine that Ronaldo was getting when he come back. And that's what's doing them. And they're all playing individual. They all want to score because, like you say, social media, I score a great goal. I'm international superstar. I cock up. I'm the worst thing since sliced bread. You with me? And of course I know about social media because we're on it now. But what I'm saying is we've got to get back to winning ways. And I just think it might have been a bit lost in translation when, like, Woodward or someone for hire, the executive in Manchester United said, "Oh, get a sports psychologist in before Christmas." We've got Christmas. Right, okay, we'll get it. Maybe it was lost in German translation. Get somebody in before Christmas. Oh, that is good. I will find Christmas. Yes, hello, Christmas. Are you busy? Can you come? We even know you're crap and you've lost every game in Toronto. Come, have a couple million.
You gentlemen see why I love this guy? This guy is hilarious.
We need to get back to winning ways. That's the only psychologist we need. Score. Stop making stupid. So the only thing I want Ralf to do is drop. I mean, Fred, honest to God, Stevie Wonder couldn't have done a worse Brazilian than him. He is terrible. He is terrible.
To be fair, he's actually having a decent bit of run right now. To be fair. To be fair, he is in form right now.
That's the best way to put it.
He is in form right now. I'm not saying that that's been the case the entire time, but he is in better form right now, and his pressing has actually been helping us out a lot to get chances and goals. Now, don't get me started on whatever that chip thing he tried against Chelsea, but his pressing does help.
Let me rein you guys in because we could talk about Fred for the next 2 hours.
No, we can't. There's nothing to talk about him. Crap takes 2 seconds to say. We don't need to talk about it for hours. Look, let's talk about Fred. He's crap. That's it. Over. Let's carry on.
Phil,
we don't need hours.
Don't need to say anything. You know what to do.
We move on. We move on to the next topic.
Yeah, let's talk about the next crap player.
Yep. All right, guys. So we've gotten 2 games, and we are about what? 2-3 weeks of Ralf. What is your opinions of Ralf so far, Robert?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have to see more, but the way how he speaks to me, I like it. I liked his first press conference when the guy asked him, "So, what about transfers, right?" And the guy pulled out like a pad and was like, "Yes, Mbappe, 10 million. Yes, Haaland, 10 million. To show you, you are an asshole. I know what I'm saying. Don't be stupid. Shut up." I like that.
Yeah.
I like his attitude. Is like, don't talk to me about stupidness. He reminds me of a little bit of Jose when he first came to England. You know, this kind of, you can tell that Ralf is a man. You know, he's
I can agree with that. Yeah, he's strong. He's strong. I think the thing with Solskjaer, we went too far with him, and he befriended him. They were all friends. I think this man's got to turn it around. I think, I mean, even Carrick dropped Ronaldo, didn't he? I mean, he's shown it. It was lucky games we did. I think we've got a future with him, with or without the sports psychologist or Sasha Distel. I don't know, but I think we've got a chance with him. And he's German. And nobody really likes Germans because they're very strict, aren't they? They don't. I mentioned one German comedian. There isn't one because they don't like a laugh, do they? They're serious people. Honest to God. So I've got good vibes for him. I like what he's talking.
If he could do for us just a small way what Klopp did for Liverpool, I will be happy. Because the thing is that we have a far better team than Liverpool. So our ceiling is much higher, He
means when Klopp went to Liverpool. You don't mean Liverpool now.
No. Yeah. I'm a big man. I will say it. Who in Liverpool is greater than this guy behind me? Not one. I
thought Klopp had left Liverpool. The Klopp I know had glasses and teeth all over the place. Who's this new guy? Man, looks like Wallace and Gromit, man, and he's got glasses.
Do you realize that since the man got that operation, right, Liverpool have not been the same. They've been very up and down.
I just be watching the man on the sideline, and I just be like, "That's club brother. Who's that?"
Yeah.
All I know is him and Bobby Firmino went to the same dentist. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Klopp's brother's called Clipperty. You must have heard of Clipperty Klopp. That's Clipperty's his brother, Klopp.
All right, guys, let's just take this in quick.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.
Oh, the camera's up here. I can't believe nobody said that.
So, who has to go? Robert went, William went. Big Phil, what was your thoughts on Ralf so far?
Yeah, Ralf definitely. After you listen to a Ralf press conference, it's almost like you want to go and buy his book afterwards, right? The guy is speaking like he's at a TEDx. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of with Robert because actions speak louder than words. So after one match versus Crystal Palace, I was impressed. But can we come in January, February, and say the exact same thing, right? I want a bunch of matches accumulated where we're playing the exact same way versus Crystal Palace, but obviously with more high intensity. And definitely, I can give my judgment on Ralf, right? Because we know Ralf of what he's done with in the Bundesliga. We know of Ralf how he mentored Klopp and Nagelsmann and also Tuchel. But that's all great. Don't get me wrong, right? But let's come back to the United Hour in February and let's have this conversation again.
Yeah.
Devin?
We will know by. Let me check this right now. We will know by March 5th. What he's all about.
March 5th, City?
Man City. So it's we look real good against Crystal Palace, and it was a whole big thing where that first 30 minutes to 45 minutes where we were just pressing and running them off the pitch, and we looked incredible. So I'm like, okay, that's great, and then he just implemented this, but there was no training session for real. I think he just did some film footage with them or something like that. Then we go into this match yesterday, which I don't really count, because that was more of a match where we already knew we won the group. This was a chance to get to see players who normally would not play. And it was unfortunately Wan-Bissaka got injured, but it was just hoping that nobody injured themselves. So it's still too early right now. It's just off performances on the pitch to say something. From what I'm seeing with the press conferences, he comes across as very confident. He comes across as believing in everything he's saying, very passionate, very well spoken. I especially like how he put that journalist in his place about the transfers. Yeah. So it's keep that personality up. But I am also keeping the jury out until we see what happens with the transfer window.
Do you think we're going to buy in January?
So I keep on hearing about this one defensive midfielder. I forget his name from one of the RB teams. The 33 million guy, something like that.
Haidara from RB Leipzig, yeah.
So
the one thing I would say about Haidara is that RB Leipzig honestly believes Manchester United is coming, because the CEO or one of the higher ups at Leipzig put out was talking, and he was saying that they have to adjust, see if they could adjust between now and January the buyout clause. So obviously they're trying to renew his contract so that the buyout clause could go up. So they obviously seem to think Manchester United is coming. Whether we have actually contacted them as I don't know.
What about the 70 million from Madrid? We forgot about him.
Who?
Varane, isn't it? Didn't we sign someone from Madrid? 70 million.
That was 40 mil.
30 million, who cares here and there, you know what I mean?
but
we're wasted enough. We're wasted 100 mil on Pogba, so let's not worry about that. He's going to get away with it scot-free.
As Carlton says, Frankie de Jong name is being mentioned. And
for Man City.
No. I don't want no man who played in Europa League right now. right? No, none.
And that makes no
None.
sense at all to get him right now. Well,
I don't want no Barca. None.
especially for somebody who's gonna be cup tied,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is
exactly.
which is my issue as well with what's his name?
Haidara.
Haidara. Yes.
All right, guys. So let's head into the favorite segment of the Thursday program, the Booboo Man or the Top Shotta. So for William's sake, let me explain what the Booboo Man, is all about. The
I think
Booboo Man is a
we all
guy
know who Booboo Man is. It's gonna be unanimous.
is just really unlucky. You know who's been having a really shitty week? That is who your Booboo is. Right? So every week we have a Booboo Man, and your Top Shotta is the guy who is having a really good week. You know, Mr. Big Balls. He walk in the bar and he get all the girls. That's your Top Shotta for the week. So it could be a player, it could be a team, it could be a manager, anything in football circles. You have your Booboo Man, real, you know, shitty under the stick guy, and you have your Top Shotta, the guy that, you know, all the girls want to run down. So let's start with Big Phil. Big Phil, who is your Booboo for the week?
It's gonna be unanimous. Everybody's gonna have the same Booboo Man.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but let's go ahead. Talk to me, Phil.
My Booboo Man of the week is Mr. Doneo. We have a party hard. Thomas Partey is my Booboo Man of the week. All you Arsenal fans talking about is the next coming of Patrick Vieira, more like Patrick Viagra. You guys did not get Thomas Partey. You got Thomas part-time. I am sorry. Thomas Partey has to be the biggest flop in the last 2 to 3 years. Don't tell me about no Fred or Harry Maguire when you have Thomas Partey. More like Thomas part-time. He is my Booboo Man of the week. And my Top Shotta of the week goes to the one and only Bayern Munich, because you had a job yesterday and you did it well. You sent a Lionel Messi-less Barcelona, who now has to travel away to Russia and Switzerland and India and Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados to play their football right now. I am so sorry, but where are all my Barcelona fans at? Where are you? You were given all of this talk about United are in the Europa League. How does it feel right now? And I am done.
Yeah.
Evan, who's your Booboo Man for the week?
It's gotta be Barcelona. real easy. Real easy is not even up for a debate. After that, it's for a club that prides themselves so highly to have that fall from grace like that after losing one man. And then also with the way how they dealt with Sergio Aguero as well too, where now the man has to retire. And so yeah, it's for me it's a no-brainer Barca. For my Top Shotta though, Sebastian Haller from Ajax.
Ajax went through undefeated, and
You also know that
everybody.
You also know he got 10 goals in those six group games, right? He matched the feat set by Ronaldo as well. So the man is on fire, and I don't think he's getting enough recognition that he deserves.
Well, my name is not Messi, you know. He's not from South America. That is how it is rolled. I'm sorry. Lewandowski can't get. He could get. That's just how the world of football works right now with this biased journalist.
I wish we had an award for Rob Man of the Week, because we all would have said Lewandowski. We all would have said.
Robert, who's your Booboo Man for the week?
All right, my Booboo Man for the week. Obviously, I mean, it can't be nobody else. Lionel Messi, the damn bandit. He's a crook. He's a thief, right? The damn thief. Right? Seven Ballon d'Ors. 7 Ballon d'Ors, doggy. 7. Dog, you're a thief. You are a fraud. You are a short hobbit. You are no one. You're no one, dog. You're nobody. You understand? And for the first and only time in my life, my Top Shotta is Fred. First
Why?
time. You will never hear me say anything good about Fred ever again in life. Ever. Yeah.
Fred has won another convert, people. Fred has won
No,
another
no.
convert.
No, don't get type in life. I'm not a convert. No, don't get type in life. I still hate Fred. Fred is so shit. Right? He's so shit. Right? But today,
But this week,
yeah,
man, this week.
you know what?
All right, fair
Fred
enough,
has
fair
2
enough.
goals. 2 goals this whole year. Messi has 1.
Well,
Right.
he scored I
In the
think
league,
twice
in the league.
in the league. Okay.
Right in the league. So
Yeah, Messi
who
only has
deserves
one
a
goal for
Ballon d'Or?
PSG in the league.
Who deserves a Ballon d'Or? Fred.
Fred or Messi?
No, Fred, not Messi. Right?
As I always say, you know, they don't want to say Messi's the GOAT, and I say Messi's the Billy GOAT. But anyway,
Yeah.
moving along. I will go, and I will leave William to go last.
No.
My boo-boo man this week is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You got injured before. I'm not talking about yesterday. And the low came in, and everybody's raving about the low now. Like, nah, don't send the low on loan. Forget about this guy from Atletico Madrid. The low is the man. He's thriving under Ralf. 2 games, even before Ralf when he played under Carrick. You know, the low. And you get your opportunity to go out on the pitch and show everybody, hey, I'm the spider. I'm the man. Or they pay 50 million for me. Let me show you what 50 million could do. Apart from looking very average yesterday in terms of your ball playing ability, you're going to get injured. You know what that means? Delo just have more time to cement his spot as United's right back. So my boo-boo man, guy who's having a really shitty week, is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's what. My top shotter for the week, that was a little tough. You know, it had a lot of people who did a lot of stuff, positive things this week. But my top shotter for the week, I am going to go with Robert and say Fred. You know, when I saw Manchester United put out pictures with Fred in this you know, ugly Christmas jacket and you know, this Christmas sweater, and you know, all of a sudden Fred likes on Twitter just exploded. I'm like, wow, you know, everybody in the club always says nice things about Fred. It's the first time Fred ever gets so much love outside of Manchester United and outside of within the Brazil national team. Everybody in Fred's teams, you will never hear anybody say anything bad about Fred. Fred is obviously a very charismatic, well-liked person in the football club. But for the supporters, whoo. But this week, Fred was the man. Fred was the man. I don't think Fred ever was a center poster for Manchester United before this week, ever. Ever. So Fred is definitely the top shotter of the week. He's the man with the biggest balls. He's the man. William, who's your boo-boo man this week?
Oh, I got 2 boo-boo man this week.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. You 2 who said Fred is top shotter. You are the biggest boo-boo man I've ever heard or seen. How can you? Were you watching a different match? I thought it was a cross. I don't even think he meant to shoot. I think it was a cross. It was unbelievable. Honest God. The other Fred.
Oh my God.
The other one with the big head.
Whoa.
You've even lost me.
William, we're going. Fix the camera.
Oh my God.
You 2.
Let's get ready to rumble.
So you 2 are the big boo-boo saying Fred's the man. Anyway, I thought you meant the other Fred, the mascot with the big red head.
Fred the Red.
Yeah, red, Fred the Red. And my top shotter, and it will be, I can see him now, goes to Charlie Savage, because all the girls will want him now, won't they? Mum and dad, everything. Honest to God, he's going to walk around like he's got 3 doodads. And, you know, innit? He's going to be there. You can just see him go. Oh, what
yeah.
did you do this week? Oh, I played for United in the Champions League. You can hear him now, can't you? Fair play to him. And his dad will take him to Macclesfield maybe on loan so he can build Macclesfield, Robbie Savage, with his rich partner. No, and I appreciate you having me on your show. Lovely to meet you guys again. Absolutely fabulous. It's great crack. I'll keep supporting you and I'll keep watching you. And maybe when I'm sneaking on holiday in Barbados and the wife is behind me trying to get ready, waving at me. I'm the biggest boo-boo man because I'm going to get in trouble now.
No, drink some Mount Gay, drink some Albringen, and I will enjoy that, buddy. Thank you very much.
I'm drinking Hennessy and ginger ale.
No. You need some rum.
No, drink it. You got to drink a Barbados rum.
Hello.
Hi.
Good night, missus.
Hi.
Good night.
No, I'll have to take her out for a meal first.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, boys. I salute you.
William,
Yeah.
thanks for being in the house. Big Will, as I fondly. Everybody, it's been a wonderful program. I mean, definitely one of the most fun programs we've had in a while. So we definitely hoping to have William back in the house again. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we have pre-match stuff. We have the press conference reaction. We have a pre-match show coming off before the game on Saturday. Then we have match reactions for the game on Saturday. And then on Saturday evening, we're going to have the breakdown where we talk about everything concerning the game on Saturday. So remember, as I always say, Red Devils, we don't die, we multiply. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this